Ladies and gentlemen, and hockey fans of all ages, welcome back to another exciting episode of Randy Talks Hockey. I am your host, Randy Dillon. Man, oh man, hockey fans, you go through another week, and November has just been, let's say, a controversial month where it should have been. It should be Hockey Fight Cancer month, but it's not. We had earlier in the month with the whole Don Cherry issue thing, you people, and him getting fired for those comments off CBC Hockey 9 Canada and Sportsnet. And then this week with the whole incident with Bill Peters and Akeem Alou. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll give you a little background. It reported by TSN insider Frank Saravelli of Akeem Alou was in 2009. Bill Peters was his coach, and there was some ugly comments, racial comments involved. Alou stepped up this week and explained the situation. There was an investigation by the Calgary Flames. Peters did not coach on Wednesday, and yesterday he was relieved of his duty. Now, I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm not going to repeat any of the comments. There's no place for racism in hockey in the world. Hockey, you start off as kids and you just send out that message there. It's just ugly. What are we sending out to people saying it's okay for those comments? No, it's not. But the question now be, what is the difference for, let's say, tough love and abuse? Now, we all know abuse, hitting, being vile with your words. Tough love, just you are tough. Sometimes the vile words do come out, but sometimes you gotta apologize for what you've said, or just saying I'm doing to get the best of you. And there was a good incident I heard over the radio where you look at the Miracle on Ice team for the USA. There was a lot of tough love involved in that, and in some other cases we're saying the tough love was brought you to that level. You can't say, well, this person was rude and abusive, rude and yelling at me, and I didn't make it. So I hope we can find those lines. I think tough love is important to push you to that next level, especially in the world of sports or in anything you do. But I think that line needs to be involved. If you're rude to someone, remember, just apologize and say, I'm sorry. Talk to the person. Don't let it boil and stuff. Hopefully, a lot of things are going to happen with hockey culture. We don't know where it's heading now, but hopefully the right thing can come about. But speaking of the Flames, Bill Peters was relieved of his duties of the head coach yesterday. Jeff Ward is now the interim head coach. Jeff Ward did take the Flames to a win on Wednesday against Buffalo. Good for Jeff Ward. And let's talk about the hockey aspect of it. The Flames have struggled this year. Maybe the coaching change will help the Flames improve their game. Get the most and more from players like Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Mannon. Help Mark Giordano get up the level a little bit. He has not been the same last year, but he is 35, 36. You know there'll be kind of a fall, but not that much. David Riddick has been awesome for the Flames. They play against Ottawa today. It's the Chuck versus the Chuck. With the Chuck's going to do better, we'll have to wait on and find. Next thing with hockey is I want to talk about is I am wearing the Vancouver Canucks shirt. I want to talk to them briefly. They blew a 3-goal lead against the Penguins on Wednesday. The Penguins were pushing. They were hungry. The Canucks were up 6-3. This is not good if you're the Canucks. The reason being, you got to close out these games. I understand they're the young team. They're learning. But you go back to that Washington game. You've already done that once. And the worst part is the Penguins did not have Sidney Crosby or Justin Schultz. Those are two key losses, and you already drove Matt Murray out of the net. I understand the Canucks do have injuries, but it's Sidney Crosby. He's one of the best players in our generation, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. So the Canucks, they got to find a way to do it, overcome that debacle on Wednesday. They are playing Edmonton tonight. The Oilers did struggle against Colorado. We'll see what team can come up top. The Boston Bruins, ladies and gentlemen, they just keep flying and rolling. They made a couple of key signings this week. Charlie Coyle to a 5-year deal worth $31.5, an average cap at $5.25 million. Chris Wagner, a 3-year deal of $4.05, average cap hit of $1.35. Very good team-friendly deals. We know what Coyle has done for the Bruins. He gives them option down the ice between Krejci and Bergeron. Coyle was excellent in the playoff last year, putting up 19 points, maybe a little bit more. But he has been on a good tear for the Bruins, been a perfect fit. The Bruins, they look poised to make another cup run. They look dangerous. We go from the Boston Bruins to their rival, the Montreal Canadiens, and boy, oh boy, they are struggling. Since losing Drouin and Paul Byron to that game against Washington on November 15th, it was all sailing for Montreal. They've lost their last 6 in a row. Could be 7. They're just playing the Flyers. I haven't gotten, it was 3-3 last time I checked. Is it going to be 7 in a row, or have they snapped the winning streak? But they are not, it's not looking good. And the big thing is, Carey Price, ladies and gentlemen, he is just struggling. In this 6-game losing streak, 4 games he has played, and 5 games he has played, and 4 of those games he has allowed 4 or more goals. It's Carey Price on the decline. If he is, that will really scoop a lot of things in Montreal. You know he is the face of the franchise. He's going to carry the team to the playoffs. They need him. And if he is struggling, boy, oh boy. Otherwise, you better hope Keith can come in, help give Price the rest. Kincaid is playing tonight. But if Price does not get his game going, yikes. It does not look good for the Montreal Canadiens. They have already slipped out of the playoff, of the wild card spot, and teams are just coming, and they could be slipping even more. Once again, we are talking about Toronto, and it's funny because Sheldon Keefe, he had a good start as the Leafs head coach, winning his first 3 games, but he incurred an issue Mike Babcock incurred, which is the backup goalie. They were up 2-0 yesterday against the Buffalo Sabres. Michael Hutchison was playing, and the Sabres scored 5 goals in a row. This is a key issue for the Leafs. They can't play Freddie Anderson 70 games. They know they're going to have a tough first opponent in the first round. If you do that, you are going to cripple yourself in the first round. Defense did not look good. If Sheldon Keefe can't address these issues, then Dubas needs to help him out. We saw he didn't really help Babcock out on some of these issues with the defense, but these need to be rectified. Otherwise, you're not going to have success. You might have success in the regular season, let's say. You're going to score all these goals. But when it comes to in March, in the playoffs, you need defense. You got to play tight defense game. If the Leafs can't do that, I don't know. The Islanders' point streak did come to an end. 17 games in a row with a point. They lost 2 in a row now in regulation to the Anaheim Ducks and the LA Kings. The Kings, you think a team the Islanders are going to beat? From what I've heard, they didn't play their best hockey. It didn't look good. They do play today against Columbus in a back-to-back situation. Maybe they just need some time to recuperate, traveling from the east to west. It is a lot. Maybe on that high so much you just feel invincible. You come back to reality. Who knows, but I think the Islanders can overcome. They lost a few games in a row, 3 in a row at this point, but I think they have shown they're a resilient bunch. They're good. Barry Trotz, an amazing coach, might be on his way, winning a second Jack Adams in a row. Who knows? But I would bet on the Islanders that they're going to overcome this. Now we're back. We're in the part of the session where I want to give some teams some love. We're not hearing enough for them. The first team we're going to give love to is the Minnesota Wild. A disastrous season. A lot of people thought it was going to be. Well, right now they're a bit on a winning streak, and they're only 3 points out of a playoff spot. The Wild are on fire. They're scoring. Zach Parise is helping up. Kevin Fiala, I've seen his name up there. So the Wild, they're in a good position. Can they keep it up to get back into a wild card? The next team, the Vegas Golden Knights. Man, they were struggling, but they're climbing up, and now they're in the third spot in the Pacific. The next team is the Philadelphia Flyers. 10-1-5 in the month of November. Just incredible. They're climbing now up the stand. I think they're in second in the Metro. And the Flyers did have a slow start. Going to Europe doesn't help. But man, oh man, they're on the road. Carter Hart looked like his game recurred. The final 2 teams we're going to talk about, we don't give enough love to the Winnipeg Jets. Second in the Central. Even not a good remember that defense. No Bufflin still. And they are getting it done. Neil Pionk, that trade by Kevin Shelvadeoff has been excellent. He leads the team in plus minus. He's second in ice time behind Josh Morrissey. Connor Hellebuck's playing incredible. The Jets, They look poised to make another playoff run, but they need help on defense. Finally, the San Jose Sharks, it looked ugly for them, but they have won 10 games since losing the first few games in November back-to-back. It looked all hope. They have really come along. They're climbing up the standing. They're in that second wild card spot. We'll see if the Sharks can hang on. But Thomas Hertl, he's been in and out of the lineup due to injuries. They need Hertl if they want to continue this run. Well, that's all I got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go, I want to wish all our American viewers a happy Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that kind of fun stuff. Go out, buy something. If you're like me, a collector, go buy a jersey, a shirt, a team you don't have, a player you want, who knows. But have a good weekend, everyone, and always remember, watch some hockey.